Hi, my name is Patricia Regier with Regier Education Incorporated, author of the book, The Online Shift. This book is kind of like my third baby, and I thought I would reintroduce you to it, to me, just share a little bit in the moment. Now, this is over 6 months old since it was launched into the world. And just like after having a child, I think I was a little bit tired when all was said and done and it was finally done. I checked that off. And life had other things going on. And so part of me feels like, did I do enough to put it out into the world? It's an ongoing thing. Now, it's interesting when we do have a child, whether it's a fur baby or a person, sometimes people have monthly photos and updates. That would have been kind of a cool thing to do. And that's something I can do later. As I go through this and reflect, I'm excited about even my next book, but I want to sit in this stage and season and chapter for a little bit already. One thing that I'm not sure that it made it into my bio or the book introduction is I have a Master of Adult Education from Yorkville, and maybe it is in here, but it was interesting. The other day, I needed to double check. I was creating an upcoming workshop. I'm actually working on a few of them. And I had to double check, did those tips make it into the book? Because with over 101 pro tips for online facilitators and leaders, people that are working in the online space, if you give a presentation, teach or coach someone, these tips are definitely going to be helpful for you. And I needed to remind myself because there's 101, and then I think there is around 8 or 9 hot bonus tips too, 9 I think. So there's a lot in here, but I created this book so that you don't have to read it cover to cover. People often need something right away, an action you can implement right away, a pro tip that you can try out for the situation of where you're at in the moment, and then move on, or come back to the book again and again for another particular area. And I designed it to follow. I created a course first 2 years ago, and then things grew and grew for what do people need to know. So it kind of follows different chapters, whether it's before the learning experience or meeting, how do you help people be prepared and how do you prepare? At the beginning, when you open up a meeting or a learning experience, and then how we show up as well, and what are your commitments for going forward as well, and some call to actions. And there is at least one little story example in each of these 5 P's or pillars of what makes a learning experience journey make a difference, of turning that audience into a participant. An audience member into someone that wants to be there, that shows up and gets involved and interacts in a variety of different ways. Some of it's related to tech, but a lot of it is related to the experience as well. So I thought, this is a good time for me to reintroduce you to this book, The Online Shift. I'll drop links in below, or the course if you're interested. And then I have tutorial and tip videos on here, the YouTube channel, in our blogs. I have, additional step-by-step and podcasts to which I need to reconnect with as well. And this year, this could turn into a year in review, reflect, which I want to save for December. But maybe that, come back for part two at that point. But I just, wanted to introduce you again to this big moment in my life. And it wasn't about me. How I approached this was really about you. What do you need? What's your experience? Why would you pick this up? Read it, share it, and come back to it. That was my focus. And I think in light of that, it was kind of tricky for promoting it and how I approach that. So that's something I'm still reflecting on and will come in time, because my focus isn't about look at me. It's really to serve you. And it is a great little book, and I'm so pleased with how it turned out. And I think I just needed some time in a way, just like coming up with the title was painful. And now it's perfect. It completely makes sense. And I think that is a similar journey to having a child and getting to know it a little bit. What does it mean in the world? So I'm still learning that. If you have questions or aspects you would like me to write about in blogs and articles, to talk about in a podcast, to create video tutorials or pro tips, let me know, because I really enjoy being reactive to what your need is. And sometimes it takes me a little bit of time, especially if tutorials are quite complex to create and do it justice for what you need. But I just thought I would reintroduce myself as the author of The Online Shift. It's not all the aspects of who I am. So what else would you like to know? Tell me that as well. And thanks for checking this out. My name is Patricia Regier. And until next time, I hope that you're able to facilitate engaging learning experiences and turn your audience into participants. Thanks again.